Hi everyone, so this video is going to be my end of June updates, and I'm going to start with my LC Supersonic Striking Lip. So as you can tell, I have a flower spike starting, which is really good. So one of my goals this year is to bloom a Cattleya. So assuming this develops properly, I will have met my goal. So this is very, very exciting. So since I got the most exciting thing out of the way, I want to go over a couple new acquisitions. So I got one of my wish list plants, which is Catasetum discolor from Orchideas amazonicas, and it's potted in, it's potted in the PET method. So the bottom part is inorganic media, and then the top part is just regular bark. There's no signs of growths on it yet, so I haven't watered it at all. And I have here a Paph helenae. It's super cute, and it does have a new growth on the side there. This one I've watered yesterday. This is my Dendrobium igneoniveum. I decided to repot it in sphagnum moss and a terracotta pot. I'm not sure how well this will do, so I'll probably give it maybe another month or two to see if there's any new growth, and if not, I'm just gonna chuck it. And this is my Catasetum spitzii red. It's pushing out a lot of roots and has this new growth, but I haven't watered it yet. I think probably soon I will water it. And this is the keiki of my Pelatantheria ctenoglossum, and I have this potted in sphagnum in a clay pot. And this is my Dendrobium chapaense, also repotted in sphagnum and a clay pot. This one is looking pretty dire, but I'm going to give it another month. If there's no improvement, then I will toss it. And this is Catasetum gladiatorium crossed with barbatum. I wanted to wait longer before watering it, but the back bulbs were getting really shriveled, so I decided just to water it now. You can see this is acting as the reservoir, and it's doing fine so far. And this is my Aneotochilus roxburghii Milky Way. It looks pretty bad. Even that new leaf in the middle looks not good, but we'll see. I'm just gonna wait and see how this develops, if at all. And this is my Dendrobium lowii, and it's looking pretty good. That growth in the back there is nice and big, and yeah, it looks like there's no issues with this one so far. This is my Paraphalaenopsis laycockii, and unfortunately this stopped growing, and the leaf here is starting to die back, but there is a new leaf that's starting in the middle there. I'm hoping to see new roots, because even though there's a new leaf here, this part of the top is worrying me a little bit, and the fact that I don't see any new root growth is a little bit concerning. And this is my Schoenorchis juncifolia, and I don't think it's very alive. Compared to this one, it hasn't pushed out any new roots that I could see, and the leaves look very shriveled and they've been falling off, so I don't think this is gonna make it. And this is Vanda Perez. I had some, I think it's a fungal problem that I've tried to cut off, so it's kind of recovering from that right now. I did add more bark in the pot just so it can stay more moist around the roots and hopefully produce more roots. This is Vanda pumila, and I see this is actually growing now. I have doubts whether this is actually a spike or not, so we'll see. And then I noticed that there is another nubbin at the bottom here. There's one on this side as well, but I haven't seen much action on that, just this one here. And this is my Vanda roeblingiana, and it's in spike. This is probably my favorite Vanda in my collection so far, just because the size is perfect and the flowers are really nice. And this is my Rhynchorides Bangkok sunset. I am thinking about getting rid of this plant. Nothing really wrong with it. I mean, I had some I had some brown spots on this leaf here, which I've cut off and added cinnamon. So I want to wait till it's recover it a bit more, then I will either donate it or sell it. But I think I just like one of the parents better, which I have, which is Rhynchorides huletiana, I believe. That's kind of the future plant for this plant. And this is Dendrobium tobaense. And all the green growth I had last time is gone, except for this one. I do think it's a spider mite issue. I have a few plants on the shelf that have spider mite, which I've sprayed this and I've sprayed those ones. So I'm really hoping this recovers, because this is a plant I wanted for a while, and now that I have it, I don't want to lose it, but we'll see how that goes. This is my Leptotes bicolor. So previously I had shown a bunch of buds on this plant, but I think I've lost most of them. I think I have about 2 left. And I think the culprit is because I stopped using my humidifier. And the reason is that my humidifier is pretty annoying to use. It's not fillable from the top, so I have to take it to the sink, unscrew the bottom, and then clean it in that way. And then I was just too lazy to do that, so humidity hasn't been good enough for this plant, I think. I did purchase a new one, so that will be coming next week, hopefully. That one's a top filling humidifier, so I think I will be more consistent with using that. But for now, this is what I got. This is Ascrocentrum pusillum, and honestly the roots look kind of dead and the leaves are not very firm. So I will unpot this and have a look a bit more closely. This is my Rudolphia saxicola. All the leaves are dying. The new growth, which I thought was alive, hasn't really done much. So I'm not really sure the state of this plant. I do keep watering it just because I think the roots are still alive. It's just it needs to either push out another new growth, or make sure that new growth that's already there is actually alive. But only time will tell. This is my Frag Eva. I repotted it in the same pot, but I changed out the media. I'm using orchiata bark, pumice, and the hydroton pellets. This is my Gongora portentosa. This one I divided and repotted. So I decided to go with orchiata bark in a plastic pot instead of a basket. It just wasn't doing well, so I'm hoping this will make it do better. It did have this new growth, but you can see it's not well. I think this had a spider mite issue that I kind of just ignored, which is why I didn't do great, but I'm hoping this will do better. And this is the other part of that Gongora. It did have an active root tip, so it's just in here to kind of encourage new growths. This is my Rhynchorides huletiana. You can see it bloomed for me and the flowers have died. Just gonna keep this where it is. I think it's in a good spot. This is my Paph Emersonii. It also wasn't doing that great for me, so I decided just to repot it in orchiata. I think there's some leca at the bottom as well, so it's not in semi-hydro, it's just in, I guess, a regular potting method. And I've added some moss at the top because I noticed that the roots weren't very good. They were coming off pretty easily, so I want to keep this moss kind of damp to encourage new root growth. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a lot of pitting on the leaves. So I sprayed this down to manage spider mite, basically. So this is the mother of my Pelatantheria ctenoglossum. And I decided to mount it on this fir tree mount instead of the kulog. I just want to see if it'll do better here. Last but not least is my Schoenorchis peruvianum. It hasn't done anything. In fact, it's declined. So I'll probably unpot it just to see what's going on. But I'm not sure if this is going to do well for me or survive. But I'm hoping it will. Alrighty, so that's my video for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!